Welcome to this Impact Special. Today we have a very special guest with us. This is no ordinary guest. This is the month of June, and we are celebrating lots of things in June. Personally, but it's also the month for Windrush, and hoping that we'll get some information on Windrush and hear a lot more about life back then in the Windrush era. So today we have with us a very special guest, my very special great grand aunt, who is looking young, but she has years of experience. So welcome, Aunt Emily.
Welcome.
Thank you for the opportunity to sit and share life with me. You always call me Dan.
Yes.
And I guess it's a lot of information, a lot of reasons for that. And it's good. For the years I've been teaching children and always watch videos of all the generation talking about their experience and slavery and the wars and Windrush, and I think I have a treasure here. You are history in the making. So I don't know. You look so young compared to me. I have someone in gray hairs like you, and I'm sure you're not as young as you look.
There's no comparison. There's no comparison. You're very young and strong. But thank God for my age, which I am right now. Sometimes I don't really feel it. If one look at my appearance, might say I'm fit, but definitely the body is saying something else.
You have done well for keeping from all the years I've seen you. You have not changed in appearance, it's still the same. But as usual with age, we have those physical things. But I want to start from you as a child. So you are from Jamaica.
Yeah, I was born in Petersfield post office. We have to put the P.O. in Westmoreland. That's my place of birth.
So how long did you spend in Jamaica, and when did you move to England?
About 22 years.
22 years.
Yes.
So did you come? I know we hear about the Windrush, and it's hard for me to understand and imagine what that is like. What did you come on Windrush, or what was it?
No, I didn't come in the Windrush time. No, I came in the late 50s. I just missed the Windrush.
Okay.
When the war was on, and after the war, being we are British citizen, the government asked the people from the West Indies to come and help build up the country.
Right.
So my brother Enos, he thought, all right, sis, I will go, and then you can come after, with the idea to learn nursing.
Okay.
Because my parents wouldn't let me come, and unless that is nursing was going to do. But unfortunately, I didn't get to learn nursing, because the reason for that, it was like on the shop windows, no black, no Irish, and no dogs.
Yeah.
So we weren't able to get the jobs that we came here to do. We have to do like menial jobs to survive.
Okay. Before we go into that time here, what was it like for you growing up in Jamaica?
Oh, very restricted. In those years, the parents were not allowed to visit. I was only able to visit one aunt of mine that was in Williamsfield. Yeah, they usually send me to, we have breadfruit. They don't have it, so I'm the one that they used to load up and send things to my aunt. And then when I go there, she sent my things to her sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you did school up to when you were
18.
18.
18 years.
And which school did you go to?
Elementary school.
Elementary.
Elementary.
Okay. And when you finished school, were you working before you came here?
No.
Okay.
I was learning dressmaking and embroidery, needlework.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
8 of us.
8.
Yeah, 2 sisters. Me and my sister Vida.
All right.
Yeah, and 6 brothers.
Okay. And are they all living now? How many of them are still alive?
Only 2 of us.
Only 2 of them.
Brother in Mandeville alive.
Okay. So the last one standing.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you came here, your brother was here.
Yes, Enos.
Enos,
Yeah.
and then you came and became with the intention of doing nursing,
Yeah.
but then there's no opportunity for that. So what did you do then?
Well, I work in nurses' home, and I then work in hospital. Then from there I went to the city of London, the main one. We used to call that nurses' aid. You work with the nurses,
Right.
making the beds and things like that.
So you wanted to be a nurse, and that was the closest you were able to come to working a nurse.
Yeah.
And what was that experience like, and how long did you do that for?
I didn't do it for very long, but the experience wasn't good because we being black, we get the menial jobs like bedpans, they would just pick us out and say, you black person, you come and take my bedpan, and that was really a horrible feeling.
Yeah. So that did that make you want to go home, and what made you stay?
Oh yeah, it's really what makes me want to go home, and I just cry many times because I was young then and I just want my parents. I shed so many tears. And one thing I would like to say is that I came here on a ship 14 days.
14 days.
14 days on the ship on my own with a little girl about 5 years old.
I read this book by Florida Benjamin. She's now up here in the House of Commons or the House of Lords, and she wrote her experience about coming with her brother and the experience of traveling. And how was that experience?
That was one of the worst time in my life because we were at the deck, lower deck. That's what we paid for, the lower deck. We didn't see any sunshine or anything.
For 14 days?
For 14 days. We just allowed a bit of chicken,
So you weren't even allowed to go to
no deck, nothing. Just down there, it was so dark. And to be honest, every time I think about it, just tears just want to come. So horrible.
And the sacrifice you made to come and with the hope of getting something there, and then to be dashed into this where no black, no dog, no Irish, and you couldn't get a job.
No.
So you're here doing menial work, and did you manage to do any extra education while?
No.
And what was the weather? I mean, compared to Jamaica, the weather was horrible.
Oh please, the situation is the snow was so high. It high like yourself up here. That's why the snow was so high, and then they have this fog. It was so black. When you blow your nose, it's just blackness. And at times I passed my door. Yeah, I didn't see it, couldn't see it, was too black.
That's when we talk about bad weather nowadays, I guess you're used to seeing
it's nothing.
It's nothing, you're used to that.
It's nothing. And you're so cold. My brother bought me one of those long boots with with the cotton inside it.
Right.
And then I still didn't feel my feet. It was so cold. My hands, you don't realize you have hands, honestly. So cold. And the thing is, when we came here, it's like one room. And there's my husband and me and Lorna still on it. And the situation is like you have one kitchen and the stove, four rings and four of you
cooking on one stove.
Yeah.
So you mentioned your husband. So when how long after you came here did you get married?
3 years, I think.
3 years after.
Yeah.
And then you had your daughter.
Yeah.
And how was life then growing up, taking care of a child and still in the situation where you had to struggle to get by and the basic things and being black?
It was hard because Lon was disabled and it was very rough that time then because his spinal bifida she had and the doctors didn't know anything about that situation. So it was very rough. And my husband John we used to take her to the country and leave her there in an incubator for like 8 weeks.
So the medical situation then was not medicine was not developed at that time.
No.
So it was difficult to take care of a disabled child. They didn't have all the benefits and all the special things to do that.
Yeah.
And then you had other children.
Yeah.
Did life get better as the years go by for you as an immigrant as well?
Yes, it was really horrible. The hardest part is like the jobs. Even though they know you can do it, they wouldn't, no promotion those times. They give it to the white people. Even though you know more.
Yeah, but nothing to support you on doing that.
And the wages was very cheap. It's like £3. You have to pay rent. You have to send monthly money for our parents. We, in those times, we worry about our parents.
Yeah.
And you have this small amount of money. And in that, every month you have to send a certain amount for them. We don't know how we survive.
So did your parents ever come over?
Oh
No.
no. Shortly after I came here, my dad passed away.
Okay.
But I went back to see my mom.
Okay. So they didn't get a chance to come. And did you speak to them about the struggles you were having?
No. The thing is, there wasn't no telephone. We have to write, and we don't want to worry them, so we just put a limited amount of things in it. So they didn't know half of what we were going through here.
Why was that? Why didn't you want to let them know the struggles you were having then?
We think it's our parents and we don't want to worry them. And that's what we think. Those times gone by.
Okay. So it's struggles, you're having struggles, and I wonder, I'm just thinking nowadays, if things have changed where we share everything, but then you didn't have the means, you didn't have telephone, you had to write letters, take a very long time to reach, and you can only write so much and no more.
Exactly.
And you want to let them know you're okay, you're sending money while struggling to make sure they are coping, but they didn't know half of what we were experiencing.
No, we had a limited amount of money to spend and to give them.
So who did you share with, the struggles? Did you have other people here that you could share your struggles? That was
my sister.
Your sister?
Sister Vida.
So you had other brothers and sisters who came here?
Yeah, my sister by that. She's the elder.
Right.
She came here for 5 years.
Right.
And she went back with the intention to look after mom.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we got this brother, Clifford,
My grandfather.
yeah, he came. And then I think that's it.
Okay.
Sister my sister, she sent for her son.
So I'm just thinking nowadays we hear about mental health and the support for that, but you were people who came during your period of time in here were struggling a lot in terms of the struggles that they had, the difficulties that they had, and the oppression that they faced.
Yeah.
Must have been tough mental. So how do you think people cope then, and how did you cope with that mental slavery, I would say?
Yeah. It hurts, to know that you've been asked to come here, and then demoralize you. And with the country so cold,
Yeah.
when we come inside, we just want to. We didn't have a blanket, to cover up. We were so cold.
Okay.
Yeah. And we didn't want to think. We just, all of us said, 5 years we spent and go back because it was so cold.
Right.
But that 5 years, when it comes, we couldn't afford the wages back home.
So you plan to go back home, but because of the struggles and difficulties, there's no way to get
No
home.
way we could
You
go.
don't have the money to buy tickets and to go back
No,
home
we
because you would have to travel back by.
You'd have to travel.
But-
We could go by plane then,
Okay.
but
okay.
then it would be a lot expensive.
Expensive.
Yeah. So we couldn't afford it anyway.
With all that experience that you had, in those years, how have that made you the person who you are today?
Yeah, I struggle a lot, but it made me strong. I think where the strength comes from is all my hard struggles, because we don't really want to tell the family all the details that we've been through.
Right.
It's very painful.
But do you think that sharing that experience now, with the years that have gone by and how laws and legislation have been put in place and people are fighting for that generation to be compensated properly and to have the respect, and you think it was worth it?
Yes,
It was worth it.
yes.
And do you think the impact of you sharing your experience with me, with my daughter, younger generation, that they can see that you people have paved the way for us
Yes,
to be here,
Yeah.
to live in this country
yes,
and experience life easier?
yes.
Yeah.
Because life wasn't very easy for us. We struggled a lot. At times I can't believe that, we made it. It was too hard. You can't really explain,
Yeah.
but it was too painful.
In those difficult times, did you manage as a community, did you enjoy life and have some form of fun?
Yes. So
Tell us about those fun times.
yeah, being as we just come here, we want to see our families and friends. We can't wait for a weekend. When my husband, he used to go and play domino with other families,
Right.
and they cook and they make the domino and they make a lot of noise and, drink. And that was a very happy time for them.
Yeah.
They usually look forward to that.
And for you, what was the happy time?
For me, well, it wasn't a lot because it's just work.
And you had family, your children to take care
Yes.
of.
You go to work and you have to do the housework. But two main things that we enjoy is weddings and christening.
Okay.
We used to look forward because there was a lot of babies at that time and a lot of weddings.
A lot of food, I guess,
Yeah,
and music.
the music, oh,
Jamaican music.
You could hear the steel band them from outside.
So lots of partying and
Yeah,
dancing.
there was a lot of partying. Yeah.
And that did that bring back like the Jamaican culture?
Yes.
In terms of the missing home, were you able to get the food and nowadays you can get almost anything from the Caribbean in this country, but was it the same then?
No, we couldn't get anything because that made me cry most of the time because leaving our property back home, we have everything, and potatoes, that's what you have, and you had flour. We had some sort of meat, I don't know what kind of meat that was, but that was the three things, potato, onion, flour. There wasn't much onion, so the food was not that very nice. But when Sundays come, we always into rice and peas.
So you still, that tradition still maintained?
Oh yes.
Rice and peas and chicken?
Chicken, yeah. That meant a lot.
I mean, the question I would ask is, do you think it was all worth it?
Yes, it was. It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
And with your family, you have children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. What legacy do you want to leave? What message do you want to leave with them about, life and dealing with what comes their way?
I think ambition is a very strong thing. And work hard. Lots of young people don't want to work hard, but working hard doesn't hurt you. You look after yourself. But I would like to know that they were more ambitious. Right. We didn't get that privilege.
I notice whenever I'm around the family and your son and your grandchildren come, there's always that love and care and togetherness. How did you make sure that was always there in the family?
Well, my background from back home is my parents. My mother, she's always cooking this. She had 2 pots, 2 big pots, and it's always filled with food. And the thing is, we had the most children in that road. And it's always, the children always stop there from school. She was always sharing out, giving us, and she would just have a little for herself. And she would take that small amount and give it. So I get that love and that giving from my parents.
I think it's something not on the family. It's in the family, I guess, because I know that of my mom. Didn't come from a privileged background, but my house was always a place where everybody turned up, and mom is always giving, always sharing. So I think it's just in that family, the family.
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
So I think that's a good thing, and I think that's something I want to make sure I carry on in my family.
Please.
And share with the others.
Yes.
How did religion or God play a part in
religion?
Yeah.
I was back home, the church is there, and our house is there. So we have no choice but to go to Sunday school. Every Sunday you have to go to Sunday school and you stay over until the main church begins.
Right.
Yeah, so, and I was fortunate to be baptized when I was 18. So I've got that embedded in me.
And you have taken that throughout life to make sure that you haven't forgotten about that faith.
Yes.
If you were to leave one message to those people in authority about the struggles that you have faced in your years of coming to this country to help to build back the country, and you didn't get that respect or that you were demoralized by that. what would you say to the powers that be? How they can, compensate, make a difference, make a change?
Yeah, they should try and compensate us for doing what we have done, because we are part of building this country. And the prejudice that we've gotten, we didn't supposed to get that. And that stopped us from moving forward.
Yeah. And to your children and grandchildren that are watching, listening to this, what message do you want to leave with them, with us?
I just want them to be respectful, be loving, be good parents for the children, set a good example. Because what is going on now, I don't think some of the parents set a good standard for their children.
Yeah.
And I would like that.
Yeah, that's a message that I'm sure they will remember, and a good message to always keep up in their heart to be good parents.
Yeah, and be loving.
And
because children need love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you, Aunt Emily, for the time to share with me and with us as an audience about your experience and about life as an immigrant to this country and the struggles you have been through. And I wish you many years. I know you're not far from the century. And hoping that I'll be able to celebrate that with you. And I think one thing we share is a special month of June together.
Yes.
So, it was a pleasure.
Yes.
Anything in the last word you want to say?
I just thank the Lord for health and strength, and to give me the love of a beautiful family. I thank God for my family, all my family. And without them, I don't think I'll be able to be sitting here today. And I just want to say, I love all of you. And may God continue to bless all of you. And be kind to each other.
Thank you very much. Well, here you have it. A very special talk with my great-grandaunt, Aunt Emily Critchlow, who have shared with us her experience of coming to this country, helping to build back the racism, the prejudice she faced, and just, the experience that we as the younger generation have been able to come to this country and experience much freedom. But we should never forget the struggles that those in the past have gone through to make life much easier for us. Thank you for watching Impact, and I see you on another episode. Bye.